streaming now. I thought I was streaming a couple of minutes ago, but apparently not. We'll see if this one actually works. Wouldn't that be exciting?
See if it actually works.
We'll see if it actually works.
Commit.
Oh my goodness. All right. No, we seem to be working. I see it showing up on my Twitch browser and everything. Thank goodness.
Okay.
All right. That was a little Ashes for you. Ashes of Singularity is our big new RTS. It's very cool. But I was just running that because we had to restart the Galciv machine, and I wanted to show something that wasn't, a Windows desktop, because that's really boring. You could invest in some lovely applications to make your Windows experience less boring if you felt like it. We make some great ones. Anyway, regardless of all that, I'm not quite exploding.
Have you
with the tech
down?
issues.
Are you happy? Are you less angry now?
Yeah. Well, sure. I'm less angry. It's Friday, Paul. How mad can we really be? It's Friday, and we're going on vacation next week.
Well, it just makes me nervous.
Well, you already shipped. What are you talking about? The SK guys are nervous.
I got so much to do. I'm going on a cruise, which is the first time I've been on a cruise.
That's very cool.
So hopefully we won't die or get poisoned or anything like that. But I'm taking my laptop so I can work on some design documents. But I'm going to do it well, lounging on a balcony, staring at the freezing mountains of Alaska. So
I was going to say, I'm sure that your wife is super excited about your laptop coming.
Well,
on the
we've
cruise.
already talked about how one of our primary goals is to just sit and do nothing. So, I think
that's an admirable goal.
Well, on a cruise, it's one of the things you can be sure you get to do. So,
anyway, it's Friday. I will have you know that Paul and I are missing out on birthday cake right
we
now.
are. Why do they schedule the cake thing for 3? Don't they know we stream at 3?
Seriously, have some respect for
If
these
only
guys.
there would be cake left when we got done.
There will
I'm sure
certainly be
there's-
cake left.
On the
There's
bright
always-
side, we're missing having to sing "Happy Birthday," so it's
I
a
like
win. It's
singing
kind of
Happy
a
Birthday.
win,
I like singing.
kind of a win and a loss at the same
Well,
time.
we have to protect our voices for the stream anyway. So.
Oh, look at my cheat thing worked. Okay.
So yeah, but no, my wife is actually a pastry chef and is making the birthday cakes that we have at Stardock these days, which is pretty cool, and they're freaking delicious. So I am looking forward to that. And none of you can have any. So, that's just me being mean. Anyway,
Did I show this last week? I guess
did you show what?
that you can actually say "show all." Now,
I don't remember if
see
you showed this
everybody's
last week.
designs, all
Sorry.
the templates.
That is nice though. I dig
Yeah,
it.
so it's like look, I'm playing Iconian, but that's a Taurian,
Thalen.
a Thalen ship.
Taurian.
It looks pretty cool. Well,
That does look pretty cool.
Somebody has been spending some time thinking about Taurians lately, and
Interesting.
therefore they're on my mind.
Interesting. Well, I don't know why you would be doing that.
Who knows?
Let's see. When are we getting the free music that Frogboy promised? Oh boy, that sounds like something you have to take up with Brad. I do not have any free music. For you.
Music that Frog Boy promised. Means like in the Founders Vault?
I have no idea.
I don't know. Honestly, and I am actually a little embarrassed by this. Brad is the music guy.
Brad feels very strongly about the music.
He's very
that goes
strong
in our
about
games.
music, and I am a little bit tone deaf, as the people I used to work with at Disney can tell you. And I tend to go. Only time I really think I notice about music is when it's bad.
Oh, really?
So I can tell when something's good, but I can't really tell you why it's good. So Brad really cares about music. So he's the one who kind of is our curator of music, and he must have promised that. I think I remember him saying about in the Founders Vault. I'm surprised if he said that it's not already done. So I would need more details to find out why it hasn't happened.
I see. Oh, okay. I see. Brad promised a bunch of music as a thanks due to the strong sales at the beginning of launch.
Oh. Well,
right.
he must have something planned
I'm
that
sure
he
he
was
does.
just going to do
I'm sure
that
he
I
does.
don't know anything about. Because we do have a lot of music that we didn't necessarily put in, or that we have things. So I'm sure he's got a plan. Yeah.
Indeed. Somebody suggested having Maggie sing the birthday song, so I showed
Maggie
on
doesn't
my
know
phone.
how to sing.
Maggie knows how to beg.
She does.
for
She goes.
food. She's been doing a lot of begging around the studio lately.
She is. I've ruined her. Yes. She is a whiny, spoiled bitch at this point. Literally.
Somebody said they showing some lag on the stream, which is not. I don't see any lag on my end. So if you guys are seeing lag, I guess complain. But
All
anyway,
right, do we have any questions? I'm just going to soak because
That's fine.
my brain is kind of fried.
My brain is
we'll
totally
answer
fried, too.
questions, and we'll see if any cool battles happen.
I spent all week wrestling with Excel for doing Ash's balance, which is cool and fun. And my brain is completely fried from wrestling with Excel.
You
Excel
never,
all week.
you're not ruined until you start going, oh, I could totally do that. When you start thinking, oh, I could do that in Excel. It's like, oh, I got to figure this out. Oh, I'll do it in Excel because you get used to all the crazy things you can do in Excel.
Yep. Yeah, and I still have editor problems. The editor is still a little buggy in what
Yeah.
it's exporting, which is annoying. So like right now, all my buildings in Ashes have a bunch of capital ship special abilities, which is not ideal.
Yeah.
But we'll get there.
Calcium 3 wouldn't necessarily even let you do that because it would all just explode if you tried.
That's true.
Or, well, that's not true. It might just fail, and then you'd be like, why
Right.
are those there?
Oh no! Well, I had a whole bunch of hours of why won't my game load, and finding those data errors that was causing it to choke, and it was fun.
Good times.
Adam's picture is very dark. Can you put a light on him so he can see his complexion change when he gets mad at the stream lagging? It's not a terrible idea.
It's a backlighting there problem. There.
It is. Oh, it's a bright day out today in beautiful Michigan. No, the lighting situation here is terrible, and it annoys me on a daily basis. But we'll fix it someday. We actually have some things in the works to fix up the presentation a little bit. So, which I've been saying for like
What's
a couple months.
that?
I don't know, but it's cool looking. It's got some giant. Oh, those are lasers or something on it.
Oh, this must be a downloaded chip. This must be something Brad made or something.
Very possible.
Oh, speaking of which, I think the downloading chips works. Well, people have already seen that now.
Yeah, the workshop. Yep, for sure.
It's although I probably shouldn't do it while I'm soaking. Let's see.
Yeah, you do what you want. We already shipped the game, so you go ahead and break it.
Yeah.
Oh, does that show money income now on the freighter tooltip? That would be nice.
Yes, it does.
Yay!
Ooh, let's download this Klingon chip.
Oh, we should totally download the Klingon chip.
There's some of the cool ones are starting to show up. So let's see. How do I haven't actually done this in a while.
Yep, just hit subscribe.
Okay.
There you go.
Now, does it hot swap into the game? I
don't
know the leaders do.
Yeah, I don't remember if it does or not.
Something just happened.
I saw something. Nice. Let's see. Creature of Existence says, can you disable the negative traits for the handy trait and resilient? Make them similar to observant, fast, and organized in that they don't have like a negative side. It will balance a lot in the game, in my opinion. So handy and resilient. I don't even remember what those do.
Maintenance?
Is that what they? What? I'm trying to remember what the heck those traits even do. Start up a new game so we can see what those traits do.
Let's see. Well, they're negative traits if you choose them.
Right.
They're
I think he's saying
negative
that
traits.
it's I think I'm guessing that the issue is that he feels that
no one should ever.
Or that they are like that's not a stiff enough penalty. That you can just always take I'm trying to remember what the heck they do.
That doesn't sound right. Let's see.
Handy.
Handy is
maintenance. So it makes you pay extra maintenance.
Yeah.
Which seems not awesome.
Yeah.
Because maintenance is a decent cost.
Yeah.
And resilient is, which one is that? Is that the ship hit points? Strategic repair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not. I could see
strategic repair is maybe nerfed, but maintenance that's a big deal.
Yeah, maintenance is a decent deal. I guess that's a question for the chat. Are you guys seeing maintenance be?
Well, the reason why these ones have no negative is because there is no way to do a negative to them.
Right. You could look at. I mean, resilient maybe. I don't know. I mean, ultimately the answer is. For now,
if it takes you longer to repair, but then again, this isn't the greatest thing to have to.
I would never.
So I wouldn't worry about it. But
I mean, the answer is like, don't if you feel like it's unbalanced, like outlaw it from your.
I should change these
to
actually tactical repair. Then they'd be a lot beefier.
Tactical would be huge.
Yeah, that'd be a
Healing
big
hulls
deal.
is a really nice.
Yeah,
perk
if
for being
anything, it
iconic.
might be too powerful. But yeah, it's an interesting.
That feels like
thought.
+1, +2. Well, plus 2 would be so good early.
Yeah.
It would be so good early. You would just wipe the floors of pirates. That might be too good.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's see. There have been 2 patches to the 1.1 opt-in. Is there any changelog for those? I think they're just like bug fixes.
Yeah, we're mostly just patching. Derek is gone. And he's our changelog guy.
That's true.
So there will probably be a big changelog the day we get back. And but until then, yeah, you're pretty much out of luck.
So
Well, I
sorry
can
about
tell
that,
you
but I
what
mean,
we're essentially just been patching things, fixing bugs. We've got a bunch of new notifications that like when the UP passes something and that's why you can't colonize. It'll actually say, "Hey, why can't I colonize?" Instead of it just not doing it, it'll tell you, "Oh, because this has been passed," or a lot of stuff like that coming in. We're just mostly trying to pick off as many of these like really annoying little things as possible. 1.2 we'll try and kick in a couple new features, but right now we're mostly just trying to fix issues and make playability a little more reliable and easy to understand. Things like this, like the raw production and
right. Yeah, no, that's
and all
really
these
nice.
tooltips.
That's really nice.
And now I know that these now will actually say can't build because of this. I mean, that's the type of thing we're doing. We're doing these little things that people are like, why doesn't it just tell me that? And it's like, yeah, why doesn't it just tell you that?
All right. Let's see. How about is the ability to trade for tech outside of your tree coming soon?
That is probably going to end up being in 1.2.
Okay.
Or maybe in 1.3. It's turning out to be a lot harder than I would have liked.
Oh, really?
But it is definitely planned, and it will come soon. It's just a question of when.
Sure.
We have a lot of things, and unfortunately, I'm starting to lose engineers to other projects.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So,
I think we're stealing Sarah.
Yeah, I know, and I could murder you.
Oh, I'm
murder
so
you
glad that we're
all.
stealing Sarah. Sarah's great.
No,
And she can help us so much.
All mine.
Okay. Question. Yor can no longer build population once they're above the synthetic pop cap, but it is really easy to use a transport to take the extra pop off the planet, build lots of population, then bring the transport back and greatly exceed the population cap.
Wow. They will die.
They
Off.
will.
So that it
slowly.
shouldn't. Yeah, but that's the same with people.
Okay.
So the only difference.
Well, yeah, but you can't build a bunch of extra.
You can't build people. So I guess that is true. You guys stop it. I mean, I don't know what to do about that. I could make it so that
the death rate.
I could. Yeah.
That would
that's
probably
true.
solve it. I mean, if like 5 billion people die every turn,
it would require a little code because I think they use the same death rate as regular people.
Okay.
But I could just make it so if you don't have the power to power them, they just die. So you bring a bunch of people. Okay, that's what you're gonna get. That's what you asked for it. No, that's a good point. Thanks for. We already had this problem where people could just build past the cap,
right,
and they would die off at nowhere near the rate they were being built.
Right.
So apparently, it's so much faster that you can actually build ships and send them over.
Well, the thing is, you don't lose the ship though.
Yeah, because
when you
you're
land
just
the ship.
transferring.
Yep.
Yeah.
So-
No, that's legit. I just need I need a real solution to the problem,
Right.
not a just arbitrary rule of you can't do that.
Right. When are we getting the auto upgrade for star bases? It's a pain in the game having to go through all 300 star bases to upgrade.
The star bases will probably get a substantial remake in 1.3 or 1.4. I have to look at the list.
You had talked about.
Well, no, I
I
think we're just gonna do it in a patch.
Okay.
Rather than pushing it into expansion, because I have other things I want to do to star bases in the expansion. Okay. So now the question is, it is a little bit of a chore to do it right, and we're gonna have to test it, so it won't be right away.
Gotcha.
Auto upgrade maybe might sneak in earlier, although it's probably not worth it to implement it.
It's kind of hard to spend the time on it when
we're about to change the way it works.
Any news on the Bink 2 alternative?
We have not any new news on that. I'm still looking into it. Unfortunately we're fixing bugs. We're trying to increase playability, and that's kind of the high priority right now.
Sure. But we do want to get something there.
No. I would love it just to use like MPEG, but unfortunately, it's not that simple.
Right. How many people are still working on Galciv 3?
Actually, right now we
Most
haven't
of
lost anybody.
Yeah, that's true.
But we're going to start losing people, and therefore I panic.
But I mean, you'll probably come back up when you're in full production on experience.
Oh, yeah,
stuff
yeah,
and whatnot. That's just kind of how it goes.
No, it's actually not that we're losing people so much as I will get once SK is done, I'll probably get somebody from there.
Oh yeah,
and it's not even really so that we can do more projects. It's so that people get a chance to do new things. Nobody wants to. Well, I am crazy. I like working on the same project for years, but a lot of people are like, "I'm tired of this. I want to go work on something else."
right.
I mean, they don't say that, but that's what they're thinking. Especially when you've been doing the same exact kind of modifiers and stuff for so long. Although the problem is those are the people who understand the system perfectly, and you want to keep around.
This is my favorite. If you take Handy with the Iconian tech tree and you research living ships, the maintenance become negative, and each ship actually starts to generate credits.
That is a bug, and that should be fixed. That should be fixed in that you will not.
It'll never
go negative.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I think that's a bug. Might already be fixed, and I will make sure. I did tell them to just make it so that you can never get money back.
Right.
That's damn you people. Yeah, somebody reported that to me, and I'm like, no, because I would just assume that it wouldn't go negative because a lot of our stats, but it's like just one of those things where it's like, oh, well, that would never have happened until one day I'm like, wouldn't it be cool if these ships healed themselves? Or it's like, I know I can make the Iconians super cool by letting their ships, never.
Oh, that's a cool color scheme.
Who is this?
Is that a miner?
Yeah.
That's using.
That's that's whoever these guys are.
Oh, that's the ghosts. That's Derek's faction.
Yeah, you could tell by the chrome.
He loves the shiny.
He loves the chrome.
I think it looks cool.
It does look cool until you hit a certain there.
Oh, good. You're such an artist, Paul.
No, it's a light. Actually, it's not an art thing. It's a lighting thing. And that's
I know, but you're such.
It's actually math. It's blowing out. We could get this almost exactly and not have that happen. But this is what happens when designers design materials.
You're just such an artist about it. The reason I say that is because you're like, oh, but if you spin the camera to this one place, it looks dumb, and it's like nobody.
Well, no, it's not that it looks dumb. I don't even care really. It's that it looks buggy, and therefore it makes us look bad. Like if you get to that point where it kind of vibrates. But no, I mean, people love it. One of our cardinal rules is if you don't let people make ugly things, you can't let them. You stop them from making cool things.
I
don't have any problem. I don't have any problem with that.
Was it Derek that came up with the bubble gum and whatnot color schemes? They're so awful. I love them.
Yes.
Let's see. Peter John 1972 is the guy that brought up the your question in the first place, and he says, how about limiting production to the maximum pop cap? That would be a real solution. So limiting production. Well, because you can't produce over the cap now, but you can take them off and then produce. So I don't know how that would actually fix it.
No, we just need to make it so that if you bring that your die faster.
Right.
These are 2 ships that Brandon made for the download. I know people probably have already got these. I asked him to make a couple more. I think
he's so good.
Yeah, he is. And these are like, I'm like, do you have any just cool ships that we can post for the user forums? And in like an hour, he had both of these. So,
all right. Here's a good question. What are your thoughts on making so that a planet can sponsor more than one shipyard?
We had that debate early on, and there was a reason why. I'm trying to remember what the reason was.
Well, it's a pain in the butt.
It's a micromanagement. It was a user interface issue.
Yeah, really. I mean, for me personally, I wouldn't even.
Where would you split it? You would have to automatically just split 50-50, and therefore the numbers would display weird. It just opens a can of worms that we didn't want to go to. Plus, if you've got a planet that's so powerful that it can power 2 shipyards, that's pretty impressive. Now, that said, there are some things I want to do to shipyards to make it more practical to build, like multiple ships. But hopefully that would address their problem.
Sure.
So.
Oh, Sam Dominion clarifies on the your thing. He says limit the contribution of raw production of population to the pop cap.
Yeah,
You could do that.
you could do that, but then it would be confusing. Well, I've got 50,000 people.
Yeah.
Oh, why did I just exit? Oh,
I don't know
because
why you just exited.
I'm used to exiting when I'm done.
That might be loading whatever that local build was.
No, that's the build. That's
It
the
is?
Steam
Okay.
build.
All right.
The reason it would be confusing, and I'd rather just have it be like, just make it so your pop death rate is like 10 times faster than everybody else's.
Sure.
And it's like literally like you don't have the power. They're all going to power down, and kill them off. And
Sure.
That would stop, especially because this is literally something that a player has to actively do.
Sure.
And all we really need to do is discourage them from doing it.
Yes.
It's not like and we don't want to confuse people.
And it's not something that's breaking the AI. So
Yeah.
Sylar wants to know about when the scaling of tech costs and whatnot by habitable planet count is coming. Because Sylar
Probably
plays
not
an
till
insanely
1.2.
giganto
Not
freaking map,
not
so-
till 1.2. We actually have a bunch of cool new stuff that's coming in 1.1 that is like really nitpicky stuff. Like the AI is going to start having better ship designs because it'll know how to design defenses better.
Okay.
And it won't just... So there's a lot of things like that we're doing to try and make the AI play better, make the game play better. That's our function for 1.1. In 1.2, then we need to go through and kind of do a polish pass on some of the balance and, well, more of a polish pass because we're always doing some.
Sure.
So that is what the plan is for that. But it probably won't be till 1.2.
Campaign story question. Are we playing as Commander Marcus in the campaign? I have no idea.
Yes, you are playing as Commander Marcus in the
All right.
Essentially, you start off in the tutorial. Originally, the idea was to have the tutorial be mission 1 of the campaign. And that would have made it a little more clear. But if you start just the campaign without going through the tutorial, it's like, congratulations, Commander, on your victory. And you're like, oh, hey, thanks. So, yeah, it is perhaps not as clear as I would like it to be.
We had a good question from Volderoth. Thank you for repeating that because I missed it the first time you asked it. Is there a plan to add a designer button to the main menu so that you can create templates and ships and things?
Yes, there is a plan to do that, but it is a little more problematic than I would like because of like the way the data system works, and we have to load like the whole game just to open the window. So we are trying to come up with some ways. Well, one of the things we also want to do is re-enable exporting to object files so that people can get ships 3D printed.
Yes.
So
we've talked about that.
We're talking about we had it and we took it out because essentially what ends up happening is you end up with all this data that is only for that, eating up memory. So we took all that out. That's one of the times when we lost like 800 megs on a huge map. So we took all that out, and then what I'm proposing is that when we do the ship designer on the main menu, it when we do the ship designer on the main menu, it will load all that stuff up just in there, and it'll save us some memory. Jesse was like, I don't know if that's worth it, but yeah, we're gonna do it. It probably won't be till 1.3, but we'll see.
Okay. Let's see. There's another good one. There it is. Nessalus asks, can we have some more triggers for AI strategies? Currently, it's limited to just checking for war, personality traits, and victory conditions. Some things like have met another faction, or planets threatened, or shares borders with hostile civ, etc. would be handy for modders.
There are a lot of those that maybe are not exposed. So, yes. We'll, as we make the AI smarter, we'll add more and more of those things that are more more obvious to the player.
Okay.
Or to modders, really.
Right. Yeah, the question is about modding, which is a reasonable point. Let's see.
I still love this star. I think that's my favorite shipyard.
Yeah, the Thalen one. That's
It's
pretty
these
sweet.
rings, these counter...
I've always liked the Altarian one.
Yeah, it's nice, but this one's cool.
Yeah, my problem with the Thalen is I don't like the color scheme. And that's just a personal thing. Like I just don't really like green and purple.
Well, I generally didn't like green and purple either, but I like this green and purple for some reason.
The green is a really nice material.
Yeah, it's beautiful. But it's green and purple, Valiant and green and purple. But you just want to go changing the lore. It's based on their favorite clam on their home world. I have no idea. They were green and purple and
Brad probably has a reason for it.
Yeah, because it was one of the combinations that hadn't been taken.
Oh yeah, because they were an expansion race, weren't they? Yeah. Originally. So yeah, no, that would make sense. Shiva says, "Can we have keybinds in the ship designer?"
What was that? Q lines?
Keybinds.
Oh, there are a few, but yeah, I'd like more. We probably won't do a substantial ship designer update for a while, but yes, when we get to it, we do want to add that. We also want to add the ability to attach particles.
Yes.
So there's a couple of things like that. I want to bring back like a favorites menu and a lot of things like that, in which case, and some more advanced features. I've always wanted you to be able to change the scale of the materials in game.
So
we want to make it so that
where they tile and stuff like that.
Yeah. Also, I wanted to make it so you can, so they automatically size. So there's a bunch of little enhancements we want to make, but we can't really get to those till we get done till we're happy with the gameplay is solid.
Sure. Let's see. With 1.1 coming out, will there be another Derek chat sometime in the future? Maybe.
Oh, maybe. I know he's the modding guy. He'd be good for this. Yeah.
He is the mod master for sure. It's not a bad idea. Should bring Derek back on. Talk some modding.
Well, he's a little busy with his own project.
He has a thing going on now.
That's
true.
But I'm sure he would be happy to.
I could probably steal him for an hour to chat.
See,
more.
that's the problem with this material watch. See that?
Oh, where it starts to get weird.
Starts to vibrate because the lean map can't handle such high mathematical numbers. This is literally it's
too shiny.
No, it's not too shiny. It's that it's like the values on this that are the side effect is it being shiny is that like certain values are like 300% on a scale of 1 to 100. So therefore the math explodes.
I see. Let's see. Will the ability to mod the schema be added at some stage? Currently, it seems to do nothing in the mod folder and completely breaks the game if done in the main folder.
I'm going to say at the moment no, because the schemas actually generate the header files.
Okay.
So you kind of need Visual Studio to change the schemas. And then once you change the schema, and also in the biggest problem with modding the schemas is it'll break saves. So even if we let you do it, you'd be like, here's my mod. You can never load any of your ships you design or, and so.
Oh, it breaks ships too?
It would break a lot of things. It essentially screws the checksums all to hell.
Oh. Okay.
So we would have to, it's one of and people ask, because in FE, we didn't have anything like that, like a fixed schema. One of the reasons we did that, and I might be just making this up, and the coders are probably flinching, but is that having that fixed set of rules allows us to handle large amounts of things in a much more efficient way. And because we knew we wanted to have 64-bit, we wanted to have 100 race, we needed all the efficiency we can get, and that was one of the kind of things we had to commit to was having these fixed schemas. Now that said, that doesn't mean there isn't a way to mod them. I just couldn't tell you how to do it off the top of my head.
The CW has put a request out on the forum in a very detailed post. Something XML. I don't totally understand it from scanning it here and wanted me to point you toward it. So check out his post on XML because it's something about making it easier for modders. I don't know. It could be cool. He put a lot of work in it. So
okay, I can look at it.
Right.
I really want to get. I want to really get the editor to the modders, and that will probably make their lives way easier.
Yes, it will. Do you have an ETA on that?
Honestly, it's just I need to be able to find the time to clean it up. Because if I just gave it to them as it is, they'd be like, what is this? So, yeah, eventually, hopefully not too long off.
Sure.
Oh, I'm not playing these guys. I wanted to blow up somebody. I guess I could go to God mode, just start making people fight each other.
You're a terrible, terrible tyrant, Paul. What is being done with carriers and balancing? Carriers are your white whale, man. They are your bugaboo.
There was a lot of things done actually in 1.1. I don't know if people have noticed, but we made the assault carriers we made the carriers much more expensive.
Okay.
We made them bigger, which is going to break some carrier designs, and people are going to yell at me about that.
Mm-hmm.
We also made I changed the blueprints to where the blueprints don't perpetually add stuff, so they're still powerful, and we want them to be powerful, but they're not nearly as powerful as they were.
Okay.
The only other option, and this is something I'm still exploring, I don't like the idea, is limiting them. The number can be placed on a ship.
All right. Let's see. Yeah, Nasalis is saying he broke the heck out of his install and had to re-download the entire game from trying to screw with the schemas.
Yeah, schemas, just as a rule of thumb, don't mess with the schemas unless you really, just don't. I'm sure a coder could give you the actual reason why you shouldn't, but I know that I will change the schemas once in a while, and I'm in here and I'm in the studio, and all of a sudden everybody's saves will break, and then I will get yelled at, and nobody likes that.
Will there be an option to choose or change colors for individual ships instead of relying strictly on the faction palette?
Originally we were planning on doing that, but it is very much a headache for memory because essentially, but maybe someday.
Okay.
But like I said, well, first off, it makes ships harder to recognize. Now, if it's players design it, they don't really care. And then in tactical, it would probably still have the same tactical icon. But as a matter of fact, in the original design, I wanted to be able to have each you grab the wing and go, I want this wing to be blue. But the way batching works, and I mean, the only reason we can handle having, each race having 1,000 ships is because we do very elaborate batching process and merging of designs. And it's kind of a miracle we have the flexibility we already do.
Sure.
But that doesn't mean that there isn't some other miracle that would make it even better. But there's no current easy way to do that.
Fair enough. Early in the beta, there were planetary projects that could generate ideology points. Is this ever coming back?
I would probably say no, because the problem is that ideology points are we want them to be based on actions. They probably won't come back unless I can find a better way to make them a little more of a decision instead of just I'll have my planet generate ideology points until I have all the traits and then I'll stop.
Sure.
So, and once we introduced improvements that perpetually generate points, that took that place.
Right. That's kind of what the chat was responding with as well.
We had I really liked culling, where it literally was sure, you get ideology points, but you kill some of your population.
Right.
I like that kind of idea, and something like that might come back in the future in an expansion with a new gameplay feature.
Sure.
But just to generate points for the sake of I need points, it wasn't really a strong design concept.
Sure. Let's see. Are there any plans to add more colors to the on-screen race color? Currently, it's very limited. I guess I'm not sure if he's asking for more colors to be able to pick for his custom factions, which is definitely coming. Or
we're going to make it so that you can just literally do a color picker type of thing.
Right.
However, the truth is there's only so many primary colors. One of the things we might play with in the future is the ability to have a Zoc be multiple colors. Have it be a zebra stripe.
Oh, yeah.
Because when you got 100 people, that is a problem. But then you still run into the problem. Well, is this guy purple and white or white and purple?
Yeah.
So we're playing. We have ideas for that.
Let's see. I think we might have actually mostly caught up on the questions, which is surprising to me. You guys aren't as chatty as you often are. And usually by this time in the stream, I'm 15 minutes behind on the chat.
Hey, I wonder if the free cam is in this.
I don't know. All I can think about is XML and Visual Basic right now. So.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
The robot looks so cool with the red.
All right. Who can I be? I guess as God, I can't actually just.
Oh, is there an actual like God mode where you're not playing?
Yeah, I'm not playing. I need to spawn up some guys.
I see. I didn't even realize what God mode did. Let's see. Oh, interesting. Motivation 5 in the ideology tree is still mentioning culling in the tooltip or the description or something.
Does it?
Which is confusing. That is confusing. That is dumb.
Sorry about that.
People are asking for an ETA on the editor, which we already talked about. There's not really an ETA. It's when Paul has time to clean it up.
I would say by 1.3, but I don't want to. It's all really depends on how things go. You know, at this point, we're still in the making sure things are solid is our number one priority. And
right.
So
yes,
when I'm like, oh, everything is solid, I can now relax.
Right.
Then we'll see. So where is it? Oh, I wanted to see if now I don't think Jesse maybe didn't check in, but pause.
Oh, the new. Well, because the new cinematic is in. Is the free camera still screwy?
This is the old free camera.
Bummer.
Yeah. Oh wait, maybe it isn't. This is good. Yeah. Wait. Oh, he doesn't have it mapped. Whoa. Oh, I see. They're just not mapped.
I am so confused as to what is going on right now.
Yeah, I guess it is still broken. It is still broken.
Okay.
Never mind. It's not broken. It's still the old system.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a
which is
whole
pretty
new
broken.
free cam that is really cool. And one of the little things that finally got fixed now that we have this awesome free cam and you can stage these really cool screenshots is we fixed the stupid thing where when things blew up, if you paused, they would continue to fly away.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like breaking anything, but it was kind of weird. It's like pause, and it's like, oh, whatever. Bullet time.
Funny. Philoponus wants to know if there is any preliminary date for 1.2, 1.3. I mean, not really.
We're going to be
we
doing
do internally.
We'll be doing. I mean, approximately 4 to 6 weeks. Every 4 to 6 weeks, we'll be doing a substantial update. So,
all right,
that is the current plan.
Let's see. It's much harder to acquire ideologies on smaller maps with fewer colonizable planets. Will this ever be scaled to universe size? I mean, ideology, I would imagine, would be one of those things that scales.
Ideology is hard. We don't. I mean, yes and no. We will be doing more of that. I also want to make one of the things we're going to do in like 1.3 is have ideology events that more things that give you ideology points.
Oh, that'd be nice.
But that said, if you're playing on a tiny map, we don't necessarily want you to be able to get all the ideology points. It's not a realistic thing. Now, if you're only getting 2, then yeah, that's a problem. So we need to address that in
you can scale it, but just at a lower factor than you scale things.
Yeah,
like
I mean, we'll scale everything a little bit, but not like I said. That one's is actually a little crazier than it sounds.
Oh, funny. Turiel D has found something in the XML in component class defs. Augment 1 and Augment 2 have the wrong primary stat value, so the AIs can't build ships with cooldown improvements. And when you fix that...
Are you sure about that?
That's what...
I think that might already be fixed. I think I saw that
okay, so
I
that
might
might be
have fixed
fixed
that
internally.
yesterday.
Okay.
But I don't know. I mean, it's the cooldown. But I think, there was like a rapid fire or something like that was doing something weird.
He says, so he fixed it in his local build, it sounds like, and he was getting the AI building beam ships with cooldown improvements that only fly 2 hexes per turn because they were prioritizing the cooldown improvements over engines, I guess.
Yeah.
So
that happens. The AI, the blueprint. I mean, that's on purpose. As long as that improvement is. No question is that improvement good enough?
Right.
Or is my blueprint, got problems?
Right. Let's see. Terran Ranger P is using the Frigate P blueprint instead of the Ranger P blueprint.
I think we fixed that too.
Well, nice. I like it when you're more ahead of the questions than I am. That's nice.
There was a bunch of the blueprints that we're using. I mean, the truth is, the blueprint in some of these cases, it was actually made no difference because like the difference between like the destroyer and the ranger, like the ranger was using the destroyer blueprint, and the reason why I never noticed is because the only difference is that the destroyer has more of the weapons and stuff, and it has like one more drive. So you would end up designing almost the identical ship because it would get limited by hull size. So there's a couple things like that that kind of snuck by, but it is really nice that people are just like, hey, I noticed this is pointing the wrong thing. Sometimes that doesn't make any difference. Like there was a report yesterday about the carrier module has space in it, and the game supports spaces. We just try to avoid them. So actually, it's fine. So people are like, this is a bug, and it's like, actually, it's not. As a matter of fact, if I fix it, anybody who put one of those ships on with a space on it, their design won't work anymore. So I had to actually leave that one in. So there's little things like that that sometimes look like mistakes, but are just, things that we can't fix.
Weird interactions in the data. Let's see. Oh gosh, what are your plans in terms of more space terrain?
We're not really planning on any new types of space terrain until later.
Okay.
We are going to be experimenting with some stuff to make the existing stuff more interesting.
Let's.
Why is this guy just hanging on? He's hanging on. Not for long. Oh, he's dead.
Apparently, the one ship part that costs no mass but adds hit points right now has no limit, so you can keep putting it on your ships forever and have an infinite hit point ship.
If you have resources for it.
Oh, is that something that takes Durantium or something? Yeah. I see.
That was actually I didn't know it had no mass. That might be a bug.
That's what Silo's saying.
But it's a Durantium powered thing.
Okay.
Let's see.
Is there any chance the AI might get the ability to choose defenses based on their opponent's most used weapon type?
It's mass of 5.
Okay.
Maybe there's a different component that he's talking about that is this a mod related thing? Because there is a component that takes no mass, but it's only available in the campaign, and the player should not have access to it.
I see.
So I'm wondering if they turned it on and are now complaining about it.
That could be. Let's see. So the AI using appropriate defenses, I think that's something that's on.
Yes.
It's on the menu somewhere.
It may not be fully done in 1.1. It will be starting to be done in 1.1, and then as we move forward, we're going to make it better. What essentially it does is now the AI will go, this is my best defense. I'm going to put that on instead of, I'm still a laser guy, but my best defense is point defense. So I'm going to put that on. But then the second part of this task is for the AI to go, he's using mass drivers. Right. I'm going to put on armor. And he's already, and it's doing that too. I don't know if it's as robust as we want it to be, but yes. So that is coming. And then the third part is to expose that to the player's blueprints so that the player's blueprints will no longer design like a frigate won't necessarily only be armor.
Sure.
It will be whatever is your best defense.
Any more plans or work towards a tree menu for the shipyard?
A tree
menu for the shipyard. I don't actually know what that means. Sorry, I just.
I think he wants to see the groups and stuff. We, yes, actually, I think for 1.4 we have like some UI improvements all based around sorting ships and stuff. Okay. But 1.3 or 1.4. So yes, but not right away.
Sweet. This is one that irritates me when I'm playing. Is there a reason why some of my custom templates are sometimes extremely zoomed out after saving? Makes it near impossible to zoom in enough to place parts on them. So he saves his custom template and then loads it back up, or is it right after saving?
The only reason that could happen is if you. Oh, look at that! Holy crap! I thought that was just in my.
Oh,
how long has that been there?
I don't know.
Oh, I think I just fixed that. I thought it was only in my build. So maybe that's just something I introduced in 1.1 and I fixed. And I'm talking about this thing that people probably can't see.
No, I just turned the cameras off because I was like, what the hell are you talking about?
The only reason that would happen that I can think of is you put something on the ship. That is, and then offset it like
super far away.
Or you literally designed the ship tiny and didn't realize it.
Interesting.
So I'd have to see an example. I'm not aware of any bug that would do that, but if you have something reproducible,
put it on the forum.
Yes.
The forum is your friend. Yes. Any chance we might be able to manually choose a ship or template thumbnail angle and zoom?
Not anytime soon, but it would be really cool.
That would be really nice.
I actually would love to have a feature. I always wanted a feature where you like go into ship details and you can generate like a, full on,
portrait kind of, or
portraits with the right, left, up, down, and the stats. And that's probably going to end up having to be an expansion thing because it's really of no use to the game. It's just a fun thing.
Sure. All right. Well, Larson X has finally showed up in the chat, so I think that means that we can cut the stream and go get some cake. I'm very excited about some cake. Are you going to have some cake, Paul?
I will have some cake because I've just given up on being healthy.
Well, you just got to prep yourself for all the junk food that you're going to eat on the cruise, right?
Yeah, I'm not terribly excited about that part of it. Not saying I'm not going to do it.
You're going to have to do so much running.
My watch is going to be yelling at me a lot.
Oh, do you have it yelling at you when you?
It already yells at me whenever I don't move.
Yeah,
I'm actually doing pretty good. I've ever since the day after I got it, I have met all of my fitness requirements every day. I'm on like 3 months or whatever, 2 months.
Yeah, my wife has a Fitbit and really likes it.
I had a Nike Fuel Band for like 3 years, and I did like it, but I liked the Apple Watch better. Though, the Apple Watch isn't as accurate as my Garmin as when I'm running, but it's accurate enough to where it's not worth changing devices. So
sure. No, I was very intrigued by the Microsoft Band, but if I could voice search from it. That's actually kind of a deal breaker for me because like
you can't?
If I'm gonna no, you can only if you have a Windows phone.
Oh,
and there's no way I'm gonna buy a Windows phone so I can freaking voice search. So
well, give them time. Microsoft's kind of sucking everybody's tech up, so they might enable. They might enable Surrey through the.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason they couldn't. I'm sure it's just a marketing
they have to get
thing,
permission,
right? So that they can try to push.
I've heard that the problem with the band is that, and I know this isn't this week in wearables.
Yeah, whatever.
But the problem with the band is that the interface is designed to be like done on your inside wrist, and it's horizontal, and it feels awkward when you do it. So that's the biggest bitch I've heard about it.
See, I actually...
And it's apparently really rigid.
Oh, that would be annoying. Years and years ago, when I actually wore a watch, I wore my watch with a face on the inside of my wrist.
Yeah.
So that part of it, I feel like wouldn't bother me that much.
Anyway,
well, whatever. It was either that or baseball. So you just be glad we're talking about wearables.
Well, we'll be gone next week.
We will. So there will be no stream next week.
But however, right after we get back, once we're sure everything is not going to explode, we'll be releasing 1.1, I think.
Yay.
And if you like the game, go review us, please.
Yes. Those reviews, they're huge. One more quick one for the CW because he's a very loyal Twitch chatter and a community member, and we appreciate him very much. Repeating my earlier skipped question. Oh, you're fine. Can we have a dev stream with the XML guy?
With Derek.
That would be Derek.
Which we just talked about.
Yeah. So yes. Derek could actually be the best person to talk to about the XML. So if we could get Derek in here, that would be a good time to hook up your questions on any.
It's really a question of you guys wrangling Derek in here. I'm sure he would love to do it.
Well, we'll tackle that and many more questions in 2 weeks when we return here on the Galactic stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you enjoy your weekend. I am thoroughly going to enjoy my week off of work. It is going to be awesome. But for now,